The first time today, the Vatican put on public display bone fragments believed to be the remains of St. Peter, the founding pope. A tomb sealed beneath the Vatican for nearly 2 millennia has finally been opened, revealing a secret that defies all expectation. In 1968, Pope Paul VI said the bones had been identified in a way that we believe to be convincing. But scientific tests prove only that they belong to a robust man who died in his 60s. What should have been simple dusty remains turned out to be a shocking discovery tied to St. Peter himself, the legendary cornerstone of Christianity. For centuries, rumors hinted at bones and lost artifacts hidden within these ancient walls, yet nothing prepared historians for what they uncovered. Join us as we delve into this mind-boggling revelation that could change everything forever. St. Peter's remains on display deep within the Vatican. A remarkable event took place when bone fragments believed to be from St. Peter were placed on display for the faithful to see. For centuries, speculation swirled around the final resting place of the apostle known as the Rock, and many wondered if his remains were truly hidden beneath St. Peter's Basilica. Now visitors from around the world have the chance to witness a piece of living history. Records show that around 1950, archaeologists working beneath the grand altar of St. Peter's Basilica discovered bones belonging to a man in his 60s from the 1st century. While debates arose over whether these remains were genuinely those of the apostle, the Vatican stood by its claim. Pope Pius XII made an announcement affirming the find, sparking excitement and curiosity among believers and historians alike. In the years since, further excavations have unveiled breathtaking details from Rome's ancient past. Archaeologists uncovered a variety of tombs under the basilica, some with pagan designs and others with early Christian symbols. The quest to confirm St. Peter's remains drew international attention, bringing both praise and skepticism. Critics argued that the evidence was thin, while supporters felt the historical and spiritual threads were too strong to dismiss. Finally, in a surprising move, the Vatican allowed these to be shown publicly. Crowds gathered for a rare opportunity to stand in awe before the relics of the apostle who led the early church. Pope Francis continued the tradition of honoring this discovery by returning the fragments to their resting place under the Grand Dome. He reminded the world that faith and history can go hand in hand, offering tangible roots for believers who seek a deeper connection to their religious heritage. For the faithful, seeing St. Peter's remains on display is an emotional experience. It closes the gap between biblical times and the modern era and allows pilgrims to reflect on the life of the man who walked with Jesus. St. Peter's story reminds people of all backgrounds that history is more than dates and artifacts. It is alive, shaped by the faith, questions, and discoveries of every generation. Through these bones, the past speaks to the present, linking centuries of belief and curiosity in one powerful moment. This extraordinary display connects people across time, showing how an ancient story can still inspire wonder and faith in modern hearts, reminding us that miracles endure. Unopened tombs and an unsolved disappearance for decades, a tragic mystery has haunted the Vatican. The 1983 disappearance of a 15-year-old girl named Emanuela Orlandi. Her father worked for the Holy See, so her family lived within the Vatican's walls. One summer day, she vanished without a trace, launching a storm of theories and rumors that continued to captivate the public. Over the years, everything from Vatican bank scandals to secret networks had been suggested, yet no solid proof has been found. The case took an unexpected turn when an anonymous tip led investigators to the Teutonic Cemetery, a small burial ground within Vatican City. The tip instructed them to search where an angel statue pointed, a clue that seemed like it was straight out of a suspense novel. Two ancient tombs belonging to princesses from the 19th century became the focus of attention. Officials hoped to find Emanuela's remains or any sign of her, but when they finally opened the tombs in 2019, they were empty. No bones of the princesses and certainly no trace of the missing teenager. This strange discovery only raised more questions. Why weren't the princesses in their own tombs? Could their remains have been moved during past cemetery renovations, or was there something darker at play? The Vatican explained that records from the late 1800s and early 1900s indicate possible construction work that may have relocated those remains. Nonetheless, the fact that these tombs were sealed and then found barren has fueled all kinds of theories, making an already eerie story even more unsettling. The empty tombs also brought old rumors back into the spotlight. In 2012, investigators followed another lead, exhuming the remains of a Roman mobster in a different cemetery, but they didn't find Emanuela there either. With the Teutonic cemetery search producing yet another dead end, many began to wonder if the Vatican really knew more than it was sharing. Pressure from the public and the media grew, and Emanuela's family continued to demand answers. Though this journey led to more mysteries and solutions, it highlights the growing willingness of Vatican officials to open their doors and records in pursuit of the truth. Emanuela's disappearance remains one of the most haunting Vatican stories, reminding the world that even in the holiest of places, dark secrets can linger. Whether the unopened tombs hold any real clues or not, the quest to uncover what happened to Emanuela Orlandi continues, a search for closure and justice that may one day see the light. Borgia Apartments Legacy. Tucked inside the Vatican Palace, the Borgia Apartments tell a story of both splendor and scandal. These 6 grand rooms were once the private domain of Pope Alexander VI, born Rodrigo Borgia, a man whose name would become linked with power, excess, and dark intrigue. After his death, the apartments were sealed for centuries, preserving vivid fresco and decorations that reflect a time when art and political ambition often went hand in hand. The walls of these rooms were painted by the celebrated Renaissance artist Pinturicchio and his team, who filled the space with images of saints, sibyls, and medieval scenes. Rich colors and ornate design speak to the Borgia family's desire for prestige and influence. Even as you marvel at the beauty of these walls, you can't help but sense the shadows of betrayal and violence. One particularly haunting tale centers on Alonso of Aragon, husband to Alexander VI's daughter Lucretia. He was reportedly killed within these apartments, with rumors suggesting involvement by her brother, Cesare Borgia. Pope Alexander VI himself was no stranger to controversy, and stories persist that he met his end through poison, though historians still debate the exact details. The Borgia family's reputation for cunning strategies and ruthless plots has become a staple in many accounts of Renaissance intrigue. For centuries after the Pope's death, these luxurious chambers stayed locked away, as if guarding the secrets of the family that once ruled from within. Eventually, in 1889, Pope Leo XIII reopened the Borgia Apartments, hoping to restore their significance and share their remarkable art. Today, visitors can walk through these once forbidden rooms and experience the grandeur firsthand. Each brushstroke by Pinturicchio reveals a piece of the Borgia story, inviting us to imagine grand feasts and tense discussions about power that may have taken place right where we stand. In this blend of beauty and darkness, we see a reflection of the Renaissance itself, a time of great artistic achievement mixed with fierce political struggle. Secret Escape Corridor. Passetto di Borgo. In the heart of Vatican City lies a simple, quiet passage known as the Passetto di Borgo, an 800-meter corridor connecting the Vatican to the fortress of Castel Sant'Angelo. At first glance, it might seem like an ordinary brick walkway, but it hides a thrilling story of Pope seeking safety during times of crisis. Built in 1277 by Pope Nicholas III, the Passetto served as a secret lifeline, ready to shelter the highest religious authority when danger came too close. One of the most dramatic moments in its history happened in 1527 during the sack of Rome. Emperor Charles V's troops invaded, causing chaos and destruction throughout the city. Pope Clement VII, fearing for his life, hurriedly fled through the Passetto with his closest advisors following behind. Their footsteps echoed off the stone walls as they raced toward the fortified refuge of Castel Sant'Angelo. That desperate escape saved the Pope and preserved a measure of stability for the Church during a time of deep turmoil. Walking the Passetto today is like stepping back centuries. The stone walls have small, slit-like windows that peek onto the bustling streets beyond, a curious mix of past and present. When you're inside, it's easy to imagine the shadows of cloaked figures hurrying along, each footstep carrying the weight of fear and hope. The hush within the corridor contrasts starkly with the lively atmosphere of modern Rome outside, reminding visitors that this secluded path was designed for stealth and protection. Over time, the Passetto di Borgo has become a symbol of resilience and adaptability. Though its original purpose was truly defensive, it now stands as a testament to the Vatican's long, eventful history. It has witnessed everything from invasions to formal ceremonies, offering passage to church leaders whenever they needed a hidden route. Fascinating legends also claim that the Passetto might have been used for secret diplomatic meetings, but those stories remain part of its mysterious allure. Today, curious travelers can learn about the Passetto's role in Vatican lore through guided tours and historical accounts. The corridor's walls may not speak, yet they hold the memory of centuries, the panic of armies at the gates, the comfort of a secure retreat, and the silent determination to protect the faith at all costs. Whether you're drawn by dramatic history or simply intrigued by hidden passages, the Passetto di Borgo continues to captivate visitors, linking the Vatican's past to the vibrancy of the present. Catacombs of St. Calixtus. The Catacombs of St. Calixtus, located just outside the walls of Rome, are a remarkable window into the ancient world. These winding corridors, carved deep into the earth, stretch for miles beneath the Appian Way. In the early days of Christianity, Roman law forbade burials within the city limits, so people chose these underground passages as a final resting place.